Hello and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch. I am a chess grandmaster and we continue with our educational streams. I will be playing 10-minute rapid games. We will see openings, middle games, endings, everything here on the stream. Let's start today with the move e4. Grandminer first today to say hello. Grandminer so quick. He is always so quick. Grandminer, welcome. Who is second? Bean is second in the chat to say hello to us. Bean, how are you? Bean always with us, same as Grandminer. And third to say hello today is Christian. Welcome, good morning everyone. Today we have already Friday. The week is quite quick today. This time week is going so fast. We are playing now this Sicilian. Let's try the move d4 here after the move bc. Actually quite an interesting play, this bc. This move been introduced many years ago. Back then everyone been playing the short castle, but I think this move d4 is also very interesting. The idea of this d4 is to take quickly here, and it's looking like it's a bit strange, to be honest. But you will see what is the idea of this line. It's not so easy for black to get out with the knight from g8. So this is the idea that the knight is sort of a little bit stuck there. We are doing this quickly, short castle, quickly rook on e1 was the idea, quick e5. And queen on c5, not the best position for the black queen. He allows us immediately to play the move e5. Why is he doing that? Because it's so risky. So let's go with the move e5 as we wanted. Look, the bishop c8 in theory not in the best shape. We have c4 ideas, we have ideas knight e4. So as you can feel, maybe white is pushing here. So we get very quickly and very active. This c4 continuation is normal, but I think also to play knight e4 looks good, no? To put the knight to this beautiful square on e4 feels so natural. We are developing the piece, we are attacking the queen. Next, for example, might be something like bishop g5, somewhere the move c4. Very natural development in my view. We have the move queen on c7, and of course I will be proceeding with the move c4 because we are pushing. So let's go with the move c4. Black is immediately here under heavy pressure. Queen on b6 also allows us this bishop e3 with a tempo, so not so easy. Bean is saying he's doing well, that's nice to hear. Bean, knight on b4. Wow, the knight will have not so many options actually to go anywhere from b4. We have this bishop g5 now, so dangerous. Somewhere bishop takes e7 might even work. We have bishop on e3 coming with a tempo. We have also the move a3 to put the knight on a6. What a square, what a square. So I believe it's time to get very active with the move bishop g5. Feels good. Bishop e3 also, by the way, feels of course like a great play, but bishop g5, let's put some pressure there. Maybe we are in time to sacrifice something on d6. Let's see what is going to happen next. We are getting as active as we can, and we do that immediately. Bishop on c8 out of the game. Knight on b4 can be attacked by a3. Look at the position of white and look at the position of black. Would you choose to be white here or would you choose to be black here? I think the choice is easy. I think most of you would say, of course, I would like to be white here. Black is under pressure, so many threats now to the black king on e8, and the development of black, to say it softly, not the best. Bishop, where to put the bishop? In case you put the bishop to a6, somewhere the move a3 might just win the knight. What to do with the king on e8? King is under pressure. We have moves like rook e1, for instance. Next, there is some kind of knight d6, knight f6, bishop takes e7. So many different options here for white, and he's asking us by playing the move h6, will we take on e7 or not? I don't know. I don't know if I should take on e7. It feels not bad at all because we're gonna have this massive attack. On the other hand, should we sacrifice a full piece for the attack? Because we are doing so well. We also have this bishop f6, by the way. So take. Where is the bishop going? Bishop f8. We have this knight on d6 check. This looks like over, to be honest. I think we have this beautiful bishop f6 idea. Now, in case he castles, we take. Bishop is difficult to be protected. King e7, king f8 should be played, probably with a much better play for white, but is it enough, or can we do even something more? Something more. What could it be here? To go away is possible, of course. To go bishop e3 also feels like a great position here for white. Then just a simple rook e1. h6 could be weakness somewhere. So we have the choice. Bishop on f6 or to go bishop e3. We have to make the choice. What do we play next in this position? Both is looking good. Both have their advantages and disadvantages. So what to choose to play here? Bishop e3 or bishop on f6? We have to take a decision. I don't know what is better, but I think that bishop f6 is looking beautiful now. Once we have chances to play something so beautiful, to miss this chance feels pity. So let's go with the move bishop f6, just for the matter of the beauty of the game. Because is it a must play? No, of course it is not a must play. We could have gone bishop on e3 with, I think, a great position for white. Still, this bishop f6 is looking like a beautiful play. Next, I think we're gonna see the king is getting there, because I don't think there is something else. In case we take, of course, we always should be calculating this kind of take, but king d8, I don't see a checkmate. That's why I think I'm gonna wait a little bit with the move bishop takes e7. We keep the idea in mind, but we should execute the idea in the right moment. He is taking, and I think I can take back, no? I will be taking back. There is this knight on d6 coming next. He does short castle. This is making sense, but the position is not getting better. So let's simply take the bishop. Now we have this beautiful d6 square. We can put the queen there. Queen is getting here. Almost a checkmate. We can play the move c5. Then we have this check on d4. Also, this is looking just like a checkmate, but we give him the square on d5. Maybe we should not give him the square. So let's think. Queen on d6, maybe the most logical continuation, because why not to put the queen on d6? Black is pretty paralyzed there. We should be able, I think, win something very soon. So queen on d6, number one. c5, direct approach to win the game. Maybe he's going to go back. And then we have queen d4 and eating the knight. So queen might be playing c5, queen on d5. We give a check. f6 is sort of forced, but then we have knight on d6, also feels like a game over. So I think c5 is possible. I'm playing only the move c5 because I think it's a direct win. Otherwise I would not play the move c5. We had knight on d6, we had queen on d6, we had rook on e1. So many good continuations. Just I think this is basically a game over, because I don't see how to save the game now for black. We have this check coming on d4, f6. He is fighting, but we will put the knight on d6 next. Knight h4 is coming next. Rook e1 is coming next. This is looking all... There is this knight on c2. We should not miss it. So maybe knight on d6, knight here. And... sorry. And I think it is a checkmate. So let's go with the move knight on d6. Because I think after knight on c2, this queen e4 is finishing the game. We are attacking the king, and it doesn't seem like there is a defense. We have also queen on g4 and knight h4. I don't know what is better, because both is looking like a win. He tries to get the bishop into the game. This is making sense. But I think we can play the simple rook on e1 idea. Rook tries to get to e7. Knight on d5. He tries to hold on. He is fighting very brave. Just it is a very difficult position. So knight h4 is coming next. Now look at this threats. Queen g4, queen e4, g6 is weak. It is looking like difficult, very, very difficult to save a game like this for black. In case you like my comments, push the like button here. So we get the algorithm going a little bit. And of course, in case you're new to VChess, consider subscribing to us. We are an educational chess channel. We speak about openings, middle games, endings. You have it all here. You can also check out the short section. We have nice shorts. So there's a question in the chat if I can play the King's Indian. We have a lot of games on the King's Indian, of course. We have King's Indian daily here on the streams. So there is a question if you're worried about giving up d5 square, why not to start with the move a3? Yeah, I could have started with the move a3 as well. Just I think we had a forced winning continuation, so we had a lot of nice choices that we can choose from. Sometimes it's difficult to say what is the best choice when you have a lot of good moves to win the game. So now we go with the move queen g4. I think we are getting there. So we would like to take the pawn on g6, g5. Oof. The knight can get now to f5, and also we can maybe win the game instantly by playing the move queen here, but then there is this knight f4. Then we give a check, so it is game over. I think we are finishing now the game with a beautiful queen h5. I don't see a defense. Let's double check, always double check. We can also give first check, also wins. So we have knight f5 or queen on h5 as winning continuations. I think we should take the forced one, because why not? Why not to play this queen on h5? We would like to go queen g6 with a checkmate. We would like to go knight f5 with a checkmate on h6. If pawn takes, we play knight f5, and we are checkmating our opponent. So he plays knight f4, but here comes the knight on f5. Poor king on g7, very alone against all the army of the white pieces. And take a look at this position. What a domination of the white knights. It feels like we did nothing special in the current game, but step by step we got from slightly better into the winning position. So he wants a rematch, we are accepting the rematch. I think it's always important to be fair. So one game is black, one game is white. Let's go knight f6, and let's go with the King's Indian, one of our favorite openings here on the stream. Let's see which line white is going to choose here. d6, bishop e2, short castle, all is as usual. Bishop g5 line, knight a6. So white has a choice now. Many options here for white to play this position, and I think it was a move e5 in case of queen on d2. Idea is simple. We would like to take ed. Queen on d2 is not always good, so of course it is not bad. It is absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it is not always perfect. We have this knight on c5, and now as you can see, knight takes e4 is coming next. Bean is saying, last night I got 490 elo, nearly 500 elo. Bean, congrats. Bean is climbing daily. Bean is climbing daily. Welcome, Chess Laboratory, also here with us almost daily. Welcome everyone to the stream. We have the move f3, and we have here a couple of ways to play this position. Typical way is the move c6, but there is also a tricky way to play it with the move h6, because a pawn can never be taken. I will not tell you yet why, because maybe we're gonna have it on the board. So let me think first if we should try the move h6 or we should go with the normal c6 approach. There is somewhere the move b4, but that's alright. So let's go with this h6 play. This is a nice trick. Let's see if our opponent is going to take the pawn, or if he's going to play the usual move, bishop on e3. And then we're gonna decide what we are going to play next. There is b4, of course, coming next somewhere. Yes, I do see that, but we will be going back. Then we have the move a5. There's a problem with the king on e1. Not so easy to get out the knight from g1, so probably we can expect something like the move h4 somewhere. I think maybe we go with a very, very aggressive approach, and let's try this knight h5, we get the knight on h4. So what happened in case he would take? We have the tactic, knight takes e4 and queen h4 check, taking the bishop there, so quite a nice little tactic idea. Alright. So Dean is always coming up with some new ideas how to crush somebody, new strategies. Bean is describing his idea. Yeah, Bean, in most of the cases, as I'm always saying, you don't need to win the game. People are losing the game. So this is a big difference, because to win a game is difficult. But to be as safe as possible and wait for some mistake, this is much, much easier. So the strategy in most of the games that also I am playing here live in front of you, we are not always trying to win the game, but we are trying to be relatively safe. We try to put the pieces to the center, and then we see what happens next. So it is like a step-by-step stuff. In chess, we need to be patient. Here, also very important moment. We play the move knight f4. I hope for those of you who do play the King's Indian, you know the idea of knight on f4. Of course, we are so happy to sacrifice here the pawn on f4, because the bishop is gonna be so powerful. Now we have the move g3 on the board. So I think we should take, or there is some tactic. I don't see tactics, so we take. This is very typical approach for black here. And once we take on e2, usually we are doing well, because this knight had no squares to go. That's why we change the knight. Of course, there is going to be some attack on the king side, but this attack is going to be also countered by our attack here on the queen side. So it's a very double-edged position, like most positions in the King's Indian. Big fight, many creative ways of playing for white and for black. Typical King's Indian, I would say. So let's see what happens next. We have two ideas. So we have first idea a6, followed by the move b5. Very, very typical. The next idea is to play the move f5, because now we have the bishop. So in theory, we can put the bishop somewhere to h3. Before playing h5, it would be very dangerous, because he would block us with the move g4. Maybe somewhere we might get lost there. h4, he wants to play g4 and to sacrifice the pawn with the move h5. This could be a little dangerous, so we should act against it. I think we're gonna play the move f5. Now that we don't have the knight on f6, f5 looks decent, because g4 is never available any longer. I don't think we want to take on e4 instantly, because he's gonna take the knight and then the knight gets to e4. So we just play the move f5 to avoid this g4, to have f4 somewhere, with the idea of opening the bishop. But once again, we have all the time to develop the pieces. First, he takes very interesting approach to take, because he gives us a choice to take with the bishop. We would like to go knight on d3. I think he's gonna take on c5, dc. I think it's a good position for black, because we have the bishop pair, but I think to take with a pawn also looks like a great position, because we have the central pawns. To have central pawns is never bad, or never is maybe a strong word, but it's usually not a bad idea. So I think I'm gonna take with a pawn here. It looks like we are with the king on g8, a little bit shaky, but I think the bishop on c8 holds everything so beautifully together. To get g4 is almost impossible. Next moves now could be simple. Bishop d7, queen f6, the rook on e8. Let's get the pieces into the game. Let's see what is going to happen next. Earn Money, thank you very much for your support. Please don't ask for playing games. It's not the way it works here. Earn Money. Be part of the community, and one day we will be playing a game for sure, but asking for playing games is usually not working. Otherwise, the stream would make no sense. Imagine if everyone would like to donate a little bit and play a game, we would have no stream available. By the way, I think we have a beautiful combination here with the black pieces. I'm pushing the F button because we have something special on the board. Once you see the F, there is something special going on here. What could we do with the black pieces in the current position? Please write your answers in the chat, please. In case you see something special here, what could it be? Yes, Bean is also with the F emoji. So, try please to think. What could be the next move of black? Because it is a beautiful positional idea that all of us, we have to remember it. I hope it does work, so I'm not just telling you to play something that is not working, but I think it is working, so we are doing well after the move. I will be playing now the next move here. It would be normal to play like Queen f6, it would be normal maybe to play something else, but I think we have something extraordinary here in this position, and it is to play knight on d3 check. Look at this check here. We give a check to the white king. In case he takes, we're gonna have the bishop pair, and of course... Oh, he takes, because in case king would go away, we have the fork on f2. So this was the idea of this knight on d3, and it deserved the f push. To have this extremely powerful bishop is giving to black. Of course, fantastic play. I cannot call it differently, except fantastic play for black. So, very, very nice knight on d3. Small tactics, but of course, it's nice to have it. Next, what should we do? We should open here the b file. So let me play maybe immediately with the move a6. We are going to play b5 next. Maybe also this queen e8, queen g6 can be played, but I think we can get active. We will not play the move e4, at least not immediately. So let's see what happens next. We will be opening here with b5. He might play the move c5. We're gonna play the move b4. The knight is getting there. I think it's a good play for black because we have the a6. The bishop is getting, but first maybe to play bishop d7 also feels like it is very, very safe. What is white going to play with the knights? Where are the knights going? So bishop d7. Let's develop the pieces first. Maybe also to play queen f6, rook e8 is making sense with this big pressure on the e file. For those of you who saw the move knight on d3, very, very good. Very, very good. So, let me read the chat. What do we have in the chat? We have a conversation going on. Sometimes I cannot see the chat when I'm executing the moves because just so difficult to read and simultaneously to play. Don't be angry about that. We have many good people in the chat who are capable of answering most of your questions. We have here very, very strong chat. All right. Today we have Hadi so silent. Usually Hadi is more active. Hadi says I want to have a breakfast. Yeah, Hadi, have a nice breakfast, of course. To have a good breakfast is important. Sure. I didn't see the comment of Hadi. Yeah, Hadi is here. Bean is saying punishing impatience seems to be the best approach. Yeah, punishing impatience is a great approach in most of the cases and at any level of play. This is a good strategy for sure. So our opponent is pushing a little bit on us, but I think this is not so dangerous because we have the bishop pair. Bishop pair is controlling most of the squares of the board, so we need to be safe for a couple of moves. And later we will be counter-attacking our opponent. Where to put the queen? We can put the queen here or the queen there. I don't know where to put the queen. I like the queen here on f6. Somehow it feels pretty good. We have bishop g7, then we're gonna place at some moment the move e4. And the white's position, in my opinion, will fall apart because the bishop pair is just so powerful in an open position. So we should try to open the position as much as we can in case we have the bishop pair. Our opponent is pushing on us, but the question would be, what happens in case I take? I don't know what happens in case I take, so I will be taking because I don't see some kind of great ideas for white here. Let me just take the pawn. In case our opponent is taking, we will be taking with a bishop, of course. So, where is the counterplay? Check. Is it a dangerous check? I think not yet dangerous. We can go rook f7, but why not just go king h8? Feels so safe. Feels so safe for black. Bishop is here, doing very well. We still have the bishop there. We're still not in danger with our king on h8. I think he panicked a little bit by playing the c5, c6. Maybe he saw no way to play this kind of normal game anymore. So he thought it's time to get very active with a white. But I don't know if this was the best idea, because now we are just a pawn up. I can take it on d5, and this is looking good. But I think we can also move the queen, because I don't see any tactics here. Let's move the queen to e6. We have the pin. Endgames should be just winning for black, I guess. Next we have rook on b8, rook on d8 in theory, bishop g7, e4, and b2 is going to fall. So we have quite straightforward ideas with the black pieces. Slowly, the King's Indian stuff starts to work. We got the bishop on h6, and we managed to give the knight on c5 against the white's counterparty. So the black squared bishop. This is very good for white for black in most of the cases. So we have the move queen on c5. What should we do next? We can just play this rook on d8. He is going to take on f7. Question, should we do that? Because it's by far not a must. We can also play this rook f7 just to control the game, and we can take on d5. Also like something normal, but I like the move for rook f7. I don't see tricks for white in this position, so we're just defending the pawn on f7. We would like to double up here on the d file. Maybe also there is this bishop f8 somewhere. Might be very good, because it's difficult to defend the knight on d5. Knight on c3, he tries to defend the knight, and this makes sense. This is a good play by our opponent. Next, let's get the rook on b8 or d8. Where to put the rook? Where should we put the rook? I like the move rook on d8 somehow. Maybe there is this knight on b4. So maybe it's better to put the rook on d7. Is it the better play? Let's think. There might be something tricky like this. This is actually quite a tricky idea, because if I take, then there is this rook on d6. I'm not 100% sure if I should let this happen. So maybe we should do something else, just to be safe, just not to blunder. Let's go maybe with the move bishop on g7 to get away from tricks. We should avoid all the tricks. And in case we manage to avoid the tricks, we should be doing very good here with the black pieces. So there is a trick, knight f4, but this is not a very dangerous trick still. We should be careful with these moves. Maybe we can somehow... I don't know if I can, but I think I should go with the move for rook on d8. I like it. It feels like the right play here. Rook on d8. We should get the pieces out and avoid these major tricks. After that, the position is gonna be just a win. So this is what I'm trying to do, to keep control over the board. Sometimes it's not easy, by the way, to keep control, because there are many tricks. Having these knights is never easy, but in case we manage to keep control, the game is gonna be just a win. Also, maybe I should have gone queen on g6, because we have the idea of f4, so there is this check here. But I don't know. This is a problem in case you play a game where there's a limited time on the clock, so you have to play something, and sometimes it's not easy to take a decision what is actually the best way of playing this or that. So next is the pawn is under attack, but that's alright. We can even go for this endgame. I think it is just a winning endgame, so let me go for the endgame. Is there something he can do about it? I don't think so. So let's go with the move queen on d6, because yes, I lose the pawn, but then there is bishop h6 and knight is trapped. this is looking like a very safe continuation. We would like to take the knight next. So now we have this endgame on the board, and we would like just to win the knight on h5. To hold on the knight feels like it is mission impossible. Maybe there is a way to survive with that. I mean, not to lose the knight instantly, but I think Wade is losing the knight now. So bishop f3. We are collecting the knight on h5, and it is a game over because there is no way to fight in these positions with the white pieces. We can collect the knight. I don't know. Should we collect the knight or just the pawn? I think it doesn't matter because we're completely winning. Oh, I blundered him, but there is rook on c7, luckily. So we are still fine. Let's advance here with the pawns. Let's not blunder something big. So this is like the main goal. If we don't blunder something big, the 3 pawns is maybe worse, even more than a piece, because 3 pawns is just so powerful. So let's go. Bishop pair plus the 3 pawns are walking now, and it should be a game over. So let's play this move. The rook has already no squares to go. Whoa. So he gives me the rook. Maybe even more easy now to win the piece on c3. So bishop pair plus such a domination here on the board. This should be enough to win the game. At least I hope so. Let's give a check, just not to blunder something. Let's put the bishop eventually here, just to be safe. Now let's activate the rook. Never a bad idea. Of course, the time is very, very limited, but we should be fast enough to win the game. So let's place a couple of safe moves here. And next we should be able to advance with the e-pawn, but how to do that? Maybe bishop h3. Can I win the knight? I'm trying to capture the knight. Now the e-pawn will be walking. So I have rook h1, I think, just to win the knight. We are winning the knight. Next, the pawn. The pawn starts to walk. And we are so close to win the game. That's it. That's it. We are winning the current game step by step. In case you enjoyed the games and my comments, like and subscribe. Especially push the like button. And we have here a new VChess supporter. Thank you very much. Earn Money becomes a VChess supporter. You are getting access to our only members videos. By the way, check them out. They are quite nice. So let's go, let's go. Thank you very much for all the good comments. I hope I managed to explain the position in a normal way, so it's understandable. Now we have the Caracann opening with the advanced Caracann, the move e5. We have this c5 play. Let's play something interesting here. So we go with the move knight on f3 just to play something else, except the dc. This would be the main, so we just try to play something else. Takes, and the move c4 is here, the main continuation. Let's go with a Caracann game. As you can see, we have a lot of different openings here on the stream. I'm playing everything: e4, d4, c4, knight f3. We have everything here on the stream. Knight on e5. Wow, this looks like such a dangerous play for black. What happens in case I take the pawn on d5? This is looking not like a good play for black, in my opinion. We have this knight on c3, which also comes with a tempo. Look at that. This looks just horrible. And I think we had already a game here, if I remember correctly. We've been playing the move bishop f4, no? We had already a game like that. It's very strange that there is somebody else who is playing this kind of horrible opening. Wow. Knight on d7. Oof. Black has almost no more moves left in the current position. This is amazing. It's almost a checkmate. Can I checkmate somehow by knight there, knight on d5, and get the knight on c7? It might be already a checkmate. This is amazing. This move might just win the game straight away. What a position. What a position. Okay, let's go, because I don't think there's a defense. What do you think about it? Let me know in the chat. Is this just a checkmate? Or is there a way to fight in this position for black? Because it might be the fastest game we ever had, I think. I think it is a win, because I don't see a defense. So let's go with the move knight on b5. We would like to check knight c7. Now we have this knight on d5, and what could be the defense against knight on d5? Is there something we can do here? Knight on d5. Let's think together. Knight on d5, is it a win? Also, I can just go bishop c4, and I think this is also completely willing to sacrifice a piece and to deliver a checkmate, but I think this is just game over on the spot. Where is the defense for black? I don't see a defense. So we will be playing the move knight on d5. The knights are getting to c7. Wow, we are just move 11, and it feels like it is almost a game over. This is the fastest win in theory we ever had, because just 11 moves and that's it. Wow, this is amazing. f6. Oof. Our opponent wants to have the king run. That's funny, that's funny. We can get the bishop out on c4, but we also can deliver, I think, a forced checkmate here. It is checkmate by force, in my opinion. Let's double check if it is a checkmate by force. He has to play this one. We go bishop c4. There's queen d6 next. Wow. What a position. I think we never had something like this ever. So, knight on c7 feels like it should be not a bad play. Look at the king on f7. Now we gonna give bishop c4 a checkmate. It is literally now a checkmate in the next move. So we will be pushing the f, because I have never seen something like this. This is unbelievable here. So, what is a checkmate? Please write your answer in the chat. We have a checkmate in one now. Have you ever seen position like that? Ever? I think we never had something like this on the stream. This is just amazing. I see a comment that Chess 960 stream was nice. Yeah, we will be doing this Chess 960 more often. It was funny, but normal chess is still what we do the most. So queen g4 checkmate. Wow, 14 move checkmate. And yeah, let's offer a rematch, because I think he might be a little bit upset about this checkmate on g4, but maybe he is not going to play us. No, he is not going to play us. That's very pity, because this is a beautiful checkmate. Check it out once again. This checkmate, king on g6, just move 14. This is the fastest checkmate we ever had here so far on the stream. Wow. Alright. Let's go with the next game. So it's pity our opponent doesn't like to play us once more, but maybe he's so upset with this checkmate on g4. And of course, it's understandable to get checkmated like that. Feels pretty sad. Okay. Let's see what is going to happen next. And yeah, thank you very much for your support. Earn money daily, but again, don't ask for the games. This is not fair to the others. We have here many guys who are supporting us daily, so there will be for sure a game against you. Just we always try to be fair on the stream. Short castle g6, we have the double fianchetto. Of course, it's a possible play, but it's not the best play ever. So we go with the move c4. These positions are slightly better for white here. We just take the center and we go with the move d4. As you can see, white is having the center. Knight on e4 is a good play. Now bishop d2 is one of the normal continuations. It looks a little bit weird because we give up on the bishop. He doesn't take the bishop, alright. Usually with black you should take the bishop. But we have the better development of our pieces, so we're doing slightly better. We have the move c5. This is also a normal play. We have the option of d4 or we have the option of rook c1. Both of these options are giving slight advantage to white. The d5 option is crazy because it's going to be a very strange game. To play rook c1 is like a plus equal position, slightly better, but I think we should go for the move d5. I like this. He is going to take the bishop because there is nothing else left, but now the king is sort of weak. So we'll be attacking the king with all we get. There are several ideas of doing that. We have the queen on d2 move, for example, trying to transport the queen to h6. This is normal. We have the move bishop a6 played. This is a bit weird because why to put the bishop there against the pawn? This is not helping black in the current situation. So this is not a good play by our opponent. I think we should just give him the pawn on c4. It does not really matter. Let's go with the move queen on d2. I don't care if he takes, because we have knight on e5, d6 later. We have queen h6, many good options here for white. So we try to get as active as we can and as fast as we can to deliver checkmate. Queen h6. Next, let's see if he is capable of defending from the direct checkmate idea. Knight on g5, what could be more dangerous than that. And I will be sacrificing the pawn on c4 because once again I will be playing against the king. If he wants to take the pawn, that's alright. We're gonna play also maybe e4, e5. Comes very quick. We have the move d6 as a potential option. So this bishop a6 idea, not the best. You have the knight on b8. Where do you go? Okay, let's see what happens next. He takes the pawn. This is insane. So we're playing a crazy guy. This is, this is looking just horrible because we have the knight on e5 and then we have also d6. So all of that is looking just very bad for black. Still, it is always a game, so chess is always difficult. It's never easy. Even if you think that you're doing much better, still there are sometimes options of defense for your opponent. Let's go with the move knight e5, or maybe we should not. It feels so good to put the knight on e5, then we get the queen to h6, we sacrifice a pawn here to play queen h6 immediately. Also a good idea, but then there is f6 and we don't have knight e5 any longer. We have this knight h4 idea, queen e8, he will try to defend. This position is also very good for white, but I think we should aim for immediate game over. At least it feels like knight e5 is looking like a good play now. Very active knight. Next we're gonna go queen h6. It feels that it's gonna be difficult to defend this position with the black pieces. He is taking his time after the move knight on e5. I don't know why. So of course there is just one move here, but our opponent is thinking, so this is very suspicious already because we are playing a guy that is just okay. He has only one move. Why is the guy thinking? Maybe he went away somewhere, but this is strange. This is strange. There is just one way to play this position with black. There's no other move on the board that is like black is capable of doing. Why to think here? Okay, bishop b5. What is that? It makes zero sense. I don't understand anything of what our opponent is playing. I don't understand why he plays the move bishop b5. This is something that is too high level for my chess. What is the idea of this? I don't understand it. We can go a4, he has to play d6, we can take. This position is just almost winning for white, so why he's provoking us into playing the move a4? I don't understand this. To play bishop b5 and to provoke white into attacking the bishop, what could be the idea behind that? Because usually when you do a move like what? What is that? So he's provoking the move a4, so we have the a5 next. This is shocking, so no idea. Let's give the guy a checkmate in case we can. Queen h6, of course, the game is still not over. These positions are not so easy, by the way. It's a big fight, but such a weird play. Bishop b5 to provoke a4. What is the idea behind it? This is crazy. This is crazy. Welcome all to our channel here, VChess. I hope you're having a great day so far. Let's play some beautiful games. Let's analyze the ideas. Let's try to become a little bit better. Chess player f6. We have this bishop getting to e6. This is, we have knight h4 trying to win the pawn on g6. This is crazy. I think I'm gonna play knight h4, no? Because I don't know if I should, but I think it looks very nice. Also, this bishop h3 is looking very, very good. Zero development for my opponent, but okay, let's go with a move knight h4 maybe first. Is it possible to play chess the way our opponent is doing it? This looks crazy. Let's go bishop h3, so we get the bishop to e6. Bishop on c8. Wow. Okay, I think we can play this bishop e6 with a rook on g7. Looks horrible. This is looking horrible. Then we play a 4f5. Not bad, not bad. So I think also to take is looking like a great position because we have way more space, but I like this bishop on e6. I don't know. It feels so good to have the bishop there. In case he takes, the rook on g7 is basically trapped. You have no squares to go with the rook. So we need to play now, of course, very cautious. Let's go away with the queen. We are playing basically a rook up somewhere. So we have this idea of getting the knight on the e5. Looks almost like a game over. We have the idea of 4f5, but then he gets a square on e5. So this I don't like so much. So we have to be a little bit cautious here. Let's play first knight here. So we have this idea of knight f4, knight on the e5. This is looking very, very good. But again, I am very... Our opponent's behavior is extremely weird. He thinks about moves that he should not think. He is playing moves that are extremely strange. If we lose the game, then there was nothing we could do about it because very, very unhuman behavior of our opponent currently. To put the rook on g7, would you ever do that? I would never put the rook on here because it is so weird to put the rook there. So strange. Anyhow, let's continue with the game. So we have a rook on d1. Idea is knight on f4, and it is literally a game over. He's not afraid of queen e4 or anything. Why is he not afraid? Very strange. Very, very strange. I think I'm gonna play the move queen on e4. Looks good now to attack the knight. Next, we're gonna open the file. How to defend position like that with the black pieces. This looks horrible. This is just looking like a horrible position to defend. And with the rook on g7, you have like 0 moves to play. This is not looking like a beautiful play here. And I think we can do something easy here. I think we can play moves like rook c1, but this position is looking like a good position for white. He's going to play there. We're gonna take. Yeah, this is just a much better position for white, but maybe we can do even something better. We can take, and to play knight f4. He's gonna play the move g5, and we are going to sacrifice here on d4. We play the move knight on d5. It looks also like a fantastic position because the rook on g7 with a 0 plays there. So we have to decide. We have to decide. One of those has to be played. And what should we do here? I don't know what is better. I don't know what is better. Maybe it's better to play the move rook on c1. Maybe it was better to sacrifice the exchange. Not sure. Difficult to say. In any case, this position is looking like fantastic position for white. But again, our opponent is playing super weird. All the moves are very, very strange. I don't like usually to play guys where every move is just so strange. So, are we back? Oh, connection problem. We have connection problem. I think we are back now. But otherwise, I think it's a beautiful game, no? We are playing this kind of strategy. The rook has literally no squares to go. Now he's provoking us into playing queen on d5. Why is he doing that? I always like to understand, in case I can, of course, the ideas of what is happening on the chessboard. And I don't know why is our opponent doing something like that. What is his idea? Maybe his idea is to play queen on d8, try to get an endgame, but this endgame is as well not a brilliant endgame. But I think we don't need to give him this endgame, so let's go with the move knight f4. Is it something that we should play? Let's think a little bit here. Okay, let's go rook c3. No reason to be too smart here. No, he's not even going for the endgame. He plays just the knight. He puts a knight away from the action. This is crazy. This is just crazy. He's so lucky that he can take here. It will be immediately game over. So let's go with the move. He wants to play queen c6. Wow. It feels like we are winning. We are very, very close to win the game. Just I cannot figure out how to finish the game. Let's go queen c4. I don't like to allow him to get out. So maybe I should have put the queen there. Still queen or queen d7. Take with the rook would be maybe easier solution, but rook is forever on g7. I mean, I cannot believe that playing a rook down can be something that black is capable of doing. It makes no sense, in my opinion, because he's playing now already for so many moves with the rook on g7, and the situation doesn't really improve. So the rook continues being so passive on g7, and there is no future for the rook on g7, because it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to improve the position of the rook on g7. So yeah, this makes the game for black so difficult and so unpleasant. Now he likes to get out, so we will be also bringing our pieces to better squares. This g5, the whole structure will be falling. Now we will be playing rook on d7, I think. This looks not bad. And is it a win or not yet? Not yet. It is not yet a win, but we are doing, of course, very well here. Huge pressure, the rook on g7 still with 0 options. Literally 0 options. So step by step, we are increasing the pressure on the position of black. It is so difficult to play these positions also with the black pieces, because you are always thinking, what should be my next play? What is the next move I can do here? And it's just difficult. The idea for white could be a5. Wow, now he cannot move even if he wants to move. This is so surprising. Every move he does is a big surprise. Very, very difficult to understand what is going on. So I will be playing the move h4. Because I think we should go with the move h5 and just win the game now. It should be a winning position for white. I cannot imagine that to play with the rook on g7 is something that is making sense for black. This is over my imagination. Now we should be thinking how to deliver a checkmate. Oh, g5. He's even opening the position by himself. This is insane. This is crazy. This is just crazy. What is happening in case I go here and just take the pawn on e7? Are we missing something? Or I can go also knight on the e5, completely winning because the h file is open, so there is no chance of holding positions like that. Literally zero chance. But I think I can go knight h5. No, why not to win immediately here? I don't know. I don't understand this at all. So I will be playing just a simple way. I will be taking here. And next I will be playing g4, I think. Let's double check. I think g4 is looking good. The rook is getting over h3 into the game, and it is game over. The knight is completely out. But once again, I could understand zero options, zero moves by my opponent here. What he does, it makes no sense. It is very, very illogical from a human point of view. You're playing with a dead rook. Your rook has no squares to go, like literally 0 squares to go. Then you put a structure like that, so one pawn is holding 3 pawns. I don't know. I don't understand the play of our opponent, so this is quite shocking play to me. Next, we should be able to win the pawn on e7, and it is a game over. We should just avoid some tricks, and that's it. So let's go with the move. No. We should avoid the tricks. How to win here? Wait, I moved queen f3. No, sorry. I made mouse slip. This is just a mouse slip. Of course, I didn't want to play here. I wanted to put the queen back. Yeah, what a mouse slip. Terrible. Okay, still, it should be enough to win the game, but this is just a mouse slip by me. I didn't want to play that. This is just a mouse slip. Still, I think it doesn't change much, but we could have won in one move, so... yeah, this is, of course, a very stupid mouse slip, but still, it should be enough to win the game, so... I hope so, at least I hope so. So he doesn't even care about that, so we have now the second try to win the game, so we give a check. Our opponent is nice to us, he gives just a second try, but now here I think it's even easier because we're gonna win the knight, and well, having a rook up on the board should be enough to win the game. So finally we are winning. We had a beautiful strategy of playing against the black rook on g7. The rook had no moves to go. Now we are just being safe here to win the game. All we need to do is just to be a little bit safe. And that's it, because it is a rook up position. So in rook up positions, usually we can win just by playing some kind of safe play, and then it's gonna be game over. Of course, we have to be quick. This is the only issue, that sometimes I'm not very, very quick. But all right, let's see if I will be quick enough to win the game. I don't see a win. I don't see a win. Now there are so many checks coming here. So finally, he gives a check where I change. So oh, tricky guy. We are delivering him a checkmate. He is, of course, way faster than me, but too many queens on the board to miss the win. But yeah, finally we're winning the game. I think we played a nice game all in all, but very, very strange play by our opponent, of course. Because to keep the rook so passive on g7 and everything's so weird, but finally we are winning because we had a good strategy to play against the rook. And yeah. But yes, I should never go for this kind of bullet play. This is not my thing, so I should play quicker, earlier to win the game, having at least some time on the clock. Alright, let's go with the next one. Our opponent, we're searching for the next opponent, not yet there. Please review the game. Why to review the game? Accuracy is indication of nothing. Accuracy on chess.com. This is not an indication for anything. I explained it already on the previous streams that accuracy is not an indication. If you watch two strong chess players playing, for example, you have 2-7 guys, 2,700 elo, so you have the best players in the world playing. They never have accuracy of, let's say, 90-95%. Doesn't exist. Usually it's way lower, except you have a very long theoretical line. So accuracy is making no sense. Okay, let's go with the next game, and we have the Najdorf. I would like to play the Najdorf. Yes, we play the Najdorf opening. I like this Najdorf. The games are always crazy in the Najdorf. Now we have the Sicilian. It is one of the most critical lines against the Najdorf because the positions are so forced in the Sicilian with a lot of sacrifices theoretically possible on both sides. So the games are crazy. Should we go with the move b5 or should we go with the move knight c6? Let's go with the move b5. So we are going for this very crazy Sicilian line. No, bishop d3. This is strange. Usually bishop on b3 is a way to play. Bishop d3, unusual. Now probably he likes to go with this 4 and e5, but still we gotta get the bishop to b7. Feels good. We have somewhere the move b4. In theory, we have also knight on d7, knight on c5 very quickly. Bishop on g5, what is the idea? I don't know. So let me go knight on d7. Next we play h6 or the move bishop on e7, rook e1. He plays a little bit too slow, I think. This is too slow play with white. Now in case we get this easy rook c8 short castle, I think the position of black is pretty nice here, to my understanding of the Sicilian. So what do we have in the chat? Dilip is also here with us. Dilip is here with us. Welcome everyone. Avocado is also here with us. Do you ever like to play with increment to avoid these bullet situations? The problem is in increment we don't find opponents to play. There will be no opponents. We'll be waiting for every game just way too long. We cannot wait so long to get paired, so yeah. Bishop takes f6. This is an important lesson for all of you guys. Never give the bishop in the Sicilian. Like, under no circumstances give the bishop. This is just a horrible play. This is horrible. To play bishop takes f6, to give up on your bishop without being even asked to give the bishop. This is disaster. What is our opponent doing? It seems like he's not familiar with Sicilian at all, because to play bishop f6, it's like 10 question marks. And not because it is a move that is losing the game, it is a move that shows zero understanding of Sicilian. You can never give up on the bishop, never. No circumstances, except there is, I don't know, forced checkmate or no idea, something like that. The rest, don't give up on your bishop. Queen on d2, let's play the maybe b4 actually. What is he doing after the move b4? We can also go knight on c5, looks very nice. There is a3, but these positions are way better for black. Way better. But I think I have the move b4 now. Where is the knight going from c3? The pawn on e4 might be falling somewhere. Knight a4. This is crazy. I have this queen a5 and knight on c5. Let's calculate knight on c5. Is it not a win? He takes. I play this. He goes here. I play bishop a6 and that's it, no? Let's double check, because I like double checking my thoughts sometimes. Of course, the idea is correct, but the execution is bad. Is this a win? Because in case it is a win, the game is just game over. He takes, I play here. He has only this, I play there, or this there. Is it not a win? It feels like a win. Because in case it's not a win, we are gonna play the move Queen A5 and B3, there is Knight on C5. So also this feels like a win. So here, let's calculate all together. A5, only move here. Queen on C4, Bishop A6. Only move is Knight on B5. Now, Rook on B8. That's it, no? We are winning a piece. If I'm correct with this move, we are literally finishing the game. Yes, it is very safe to play Queen A5, and it looks like a good position. So Queen A5 for sure a good play. This cannot be bad, but this can just finish the game if we are correct. Let's double check it once again, because to be 100% sure. What could be the idea of our opponent? If this is working, that's it. The game is over. So I think it does work, because I don't see a defense for my opponent. Because of that, I will be playing the move Knight on C5. Let me know your ideas in the chat. Would you play this safe Queen A5, safe good move? Or would you play this a little bit more risky, but I think it is just a winning continuation, Knight on C5. Of course, you calculate both and you evaluate what is the chance of your miscalculation. But in case you feel that your calculation is fine, you have to trust. You have to trust in yourself. So you have to trust yourself. You have to go for the line that you've been calculating. And of course, we wanted to play the move A5, so we are going for the line that we've been calculating here. I don't see a defense for white, and even though we have two different ways of winning the position, I will introduce you both ways of winning the position. So first way, I think, is Bishop D4, by the way, because I'm just always double checking myself to see if I'm missing something or not. So Queen takes, we have the move E5, the knight is here under attack. The queen from d4 can only go to c4, then we play the move bishop a6. We are attacking the queen, we're gonna win the knight next, because I don't see a defense. And we have the line that we've been calculating earlier, bishop a6, knight on b5, because it feels like the only way to play. Now rook on b8. We have the pin. In case knight takes c5, we take on b5, that's it. In case knight goes back, we take bishop c3, and also this is a win. So now we have the choice that take, queen take. Let's double check, because this bishop d4 is looking so good, because it is immediately game over. So nothing difficult here. Queen takes, we have the move e5. If queen moves somewhere, we're gonna take the knight on a4. So the queen must go to c4. Now we play bishop a6. We are winning the knight on a4. What is wrong in my calculation? Do you see something that I am not seeing? Because otherwise it is just a game over. Our opponent is going to resign on the spot. Let me know your answers in the chat. I'm not looking now at the chat, so I'm just focusing on the position, but I don't see how to escape there with white. So we'll be playing this bishop takes d4, because I don't see a way to survive with white. He played very, very quickly. He played strangely. He gave us the bishop there. And now I think it might be just game over by force, if my calculation is correct. And I don't see the way he escapes here. e5, next move is gonna be bishop on a6, and I think he's just losing the knight on a4. After losing the knight, there is no chance of coming back. So we play the move bishop a6. As we planned, we are going for the knight on a4. What is his idea in the current position? I don't know. I don't know, because queen on d5, this should be like the only. We are taking, he takes with the bishop on a6. We're gonna take with the rook. Yes, he's going for that, so we are playing knight takes a4. He will be taken on a6, queen b5. We have the knight on c5 response, and that's it. By the way, we also have knight on b6. Would be still winning probably, but why not just to take with the rook? Queen here, we play the move knight on c5. That's it, game is over. We are a piece up. So, looks like pretty fast game here. He continues playing. Okay, I think this is not something very nice, because if you are completely lost, okay, just resign and we can start a new one, because it would be maybe funny game what comes next, but just to play games where you have no hope. I don't like this very much, so personally I'm never doing things like that. Let's take queen takes b2 now, because why not? We're a full piece up. This is a full piece up position. Wow. Queen on b4, so he continues fighting in a full piece down position. Maybe now he's going to resign. If he's gonna resign now, let's play another game. If he's going to continue playing, we will not play him anymore, because this is something I don't like so much. When I was young, I remember me being young and I played Grandmasters. I've been so afraid, because I've been always thinking, Grandmaster, I should respect the guy so much, maybe he doesn't like my behavior, etc, etc. But today we have the kids with completely different thinking. Nobody cares about nothing, they're just banging the moves, banging the clock. The things changed so much regarding the behavior at the board. Yeah. Okay, we are slowly eating away the pawns of our opponent. Next, let's go for the next tasty pawn here on a2. We still have this knight f4 coming next. We have the queen s3 coming next. So yeah, we will be, of course, winning the game. We still have 3 minutes on the clock, except some mouse slip. There is, I don't think there is something that our opponent is capable of doing to us. We have the move knight f4. What a power play here by the black pieces. Huge. Huge. We are winning the game. Now finally he resigns, but as I said, I will not offer him a rematch, because I think this is not nice to do things like that. So let's go just with the next game. Alright. If there was a sacrifice, rook takes c5, the rook on e1 was hanging, there'd been no sacrifice. No, we've been doing alright there. White could not trick us. Rook c5, the rook on e1 been hanging. So let's go with the move d5. So now let's play, let's play the Slav, because for a long time we've been not playing this idea with just simple bishop f5, e6, so we have this very strong pawn structure, b3, not the most aggressive, so let's go bishop b2. I don't like the move bishop b2 here, because the bishop is just watching the pawn. This is not a very good setup for white. Of course, white is not doing worse, but white is not having a chance of being better here. h6 is made to get the bishop back to h7. Good. In case you like my comments, please push the like button. We have so little likes today. What is happening with the like button today? Nobody finds the like button. Come on, guys. Push the like button. At least once. Okay, so we have the move rook on c1. Also, very normal play by white, and now we have different strategies. We have strategy of a6 and b5. We have the strategy of playing knight e4, perfectly fine. I will be going with the strategy of knight on e4. So solid, our bishop is having this h7 square to escape. Thank you very much, BDHB8. Thank you very much for your support. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far, and I hope, of course, that these streams are useful for your own practical games, because otherwise the streams would have no sense if you're not improving on the streams. Now we are capable of taking, I think, I don't know what to take actually, we can take both, which is completely okay. Maybe let me take first on c3, and now I will be going with the knight on f6, so we are preventing this move e4. And actually e4 is not always a good play. You will see that e4 is not always good because the d4 pawn will get weak. Now we have this beautiful bishop on a3, check it out. This bishop on a3 idea, and now you see that the rook is going back, so we have the move a5 with the idea bishop e4. I am not afraid of the move e4. After e4, white is doing slightly worse, I would say, so quite nice, quite nice. BD HB8, very silent member of our VChess community, but alright, alright. Let's go with the next moves, and again, always try to think for yourself. What would you do here? Why would you do something? It is the best way to get to the next level. As a chess player, knight on b1 looks so weird. Why to get the knight on the starting position? I don't know. This is looking just so strange. Now a3, the pawn structure is getting a little bit weak, but still it's fine for white. Should we try to trick the guy, or should we play very solid? So very solid would be just to go away. Now this a3 pawn is not always well positioned because the rook has to defend the pawn through all the game. So this bishop e7, it looks very normal. On the other hand, we have just this kind of tricky stuff, but I'm not sure that we should do the tricky stuff. Maybe we should not do the tricky stuff, we should just be solid and play a very normal game. So let's be solid with the move bishop e7. We have the move b5, even these positions are very good for black, but I think we should try to be more flexible. I will be trying to provoke the guy into playing the move e4, maybe he will, because b4 is not the best. Yeah, I mean, e4 is not the best. The pawn here is under attack all the time. In case of c5, we have the move b6. So this is our plan to play d5. It's good. I mean, it's a good play, but he's going to play the move c5, and it's going to be so difficult to win the game. This is the only problem, that it's difficult to win. So maybe we're going to play like queen b6, trying to provoke him a little bit into something, at least to do something. Why queen on b6? Because we would like to play queen a6 and then eventually somewhere a4, b5 with some attack. But I would like to provoke the guy into playing something like c5 or e4. So I'm waiting when finally he's going to play the move e4. Now, currently, black is doing slightly better here in this position because our pieces are just better positioned. Queen on b2, quite a nice idea by our opponent to hold the things together. Yeah, that's a good idea. Next, we are capable maybe of pushing the c5, but I think it's not the time to play moves like that. So let's just develop the piece. And next, we will be thinking, maybe we have this somewhere. I don't know how to break this kind of wall of the white pieces. Maybe first queen a6, just to pretend that we would like to play the move a4. I'm not sure that with that we want. But the bishop c3, queen on b2 are not perfectly positioned, so both of the pieces are just watching the pawn on d4. So let's see what we can do here. We can start also this h5, h4 somewhere, might be not a bad idea. So a4 potentially, maybe h5. Of course, not a must play, but it's a maybe play. I try to provoke the guy to play the move e4. This is the idea. Maybe first to play also rook d7, very positional way of playing here. e3. Is it time to play the move a4? We are waiting, but maybe the time has come to push the button. So, is it time to play the move a4? Or maybe it's first time to play something like bishop d3. Let's go bishop d3. Very positional play. We are slow playing the position. Bishop on d3. We are keeping in mind the idea of a4, of course. We're keeping in mind the idea of this b5 push because he will be closing the position afterwards. So in case we're well positioned for this, we might be playing the move b5 somewhere. So, slow play here, step by step, but black is step by step trying to reach a better position, as you can see. Alright. There's a question by Samat. How do you stay focused for hours, GM? Yeah, to stay focused is something not so easy, to be honest. As older you get, as more difficult it is to stay focused. So usually it is something that comes by experience. It comes by because you do it every day. So as a chess player, it's very normal to work every day, to think every day, to play long games. If I would not be doing that on a frequent basis, it would be very, very difficult, of course, to stay focused over long distance of time. Let's go with the move b6. We are trying to open a little bit the position, so the b file might be under control here. So that's why we play the move b6. We try to shake up the things on the b file. Now we have this rook c1. He's waiting for me to take on c5 because the idea is to take with a pawn, and then we have this pressure. But I think I'm capable of playing the move bishop f8. I like this bishop f8 because now after taking we will be able to play knight on d7 or knight on e4. Even this is possible. The bishop is defending the pawn on g7, so quite a cool but typical idea. Obviously nothing new, but still good to know this bishop f8 covering the g7 square. So in theory you might be able to take next on c5 and there is no more pressure because we're gonna just remove the knight. This is something that black is doing time to time. Let's see what is going to be the reaction of our opponent next. The white pieces are a little bit squeezed here. Maybe next we will be taking on c5, so he has to take a decision. If he's going to take on b6, which leads to pressure on the b file, or he allows us to take on c5, or he's going to play something like b4, but this would bring all the white pieces completely stuck. So I'm not sure what our opponent wants to play. He's ready to get this kind of very, very passive setup here, because after a4 there is never knight on b3 any longer. So this is it feels terrible, to be honest, for white here. You are slightly worse with the white pieces. You have no counterplay whatsoever, and you're waiting for the guy to take bc and to be in trouble. So white is under pressure here. Rook on e1. What is the idea of that? Maybe it's time to take or not yet. We have to decide on that. I think not yet. Let's go queen on b5. We are preparing to take on c5 somewhere. Maybe we're lucky enough to provoke him into taking. Yes, we are. So he is taking. Now usually we have this idea of the knight on b6. In most of the cases I think we should do it. Let's go with the knight on b6. It feels good. I think you can see that the black pieces slowly are advancing. It is still a very positional game, but slowly, step by step, we are getting where we want to get. So let's see what is happening next. Knight takes b6 is the next move. All right. The chat got very silent. We have once again a cinema atmosphere in the chat here. Guys, be a little bit active, especially those of you who like to get to the next level regarding your own games. Be more active, try to be more active. This is always good to be active. It's like you're learning a language. In case you're not active, you will be struggling to learn a new language. So the same here, try to be active. This is the best way to learn chess. So we play rook on c8. Look at these pieces. This is just looking quite terrible, I would say. The next idea for white, of course, he wants to play something like this, but the idea for black is also, I think, pretty obvious. We're gonna start attacking So how to start the attack? Maybe h5 first. Let's go with the move h5. We will be starting the attack on the king side because all the pieces of white are here on the queen side. So there is no rush at all. In case he's gonna attack, the pawn on c6 can be easily defended. The knight has no squares to go. So we are doing very well here, I think. Let's go with the move. I don't know if I should play this move h4. I think it's not a bad play, so let's go with the move h4, h3, or ag. So we are getting ready for the play on the h-file. But once again, there is no rush whatsoever here, so this is a step-by-step position. Our guy tries to be also transporting the queen, but let's play slowly. Let's play this kind of very, very slow game. There is absolutely no rush here whatsoever. Bishop on b2 is doing nothing. He is asking us if we're gonna take. Alright, let's take. So next, let's play this king on g7. I think we can also try this knight on c4. But I think this is maybe better. Don't worry guys, we will get active, but we have to wait for the right spot to get active. So where to put the bishop? Maybe... where is the best place for the black bishop? Maybe here on e7. The light squares. Look at the bishop on b2 and compare it to the bishop on e7. Which bishop would you love to have? Now knight is coming. Where is the knight going, by the way? Not so clear, because I don't think he can take the pawn. This would be quite suicidal. Maybe we can play just a simple move like bishop f6. Or he really wants to take the pawn. I cannot believe he wants to take the pawn. This would be crazy. I don't think he can. Let's go with the move bishop on f6. I just would like to take the knight. Now we get, of course, knight on c4. I don't care that he can take the bishop, because knight on c4 versus the bishop on b2, it's being basically a piece up, I would say. Now, of course, we will try to change as many pieces as we can, and it is basically a game over, because he cannot get the knight any longer into the game. And I think in case we cannot get the knight into the game, there is nothing to fight with. So still, we have to be accurate. Let's play this bishop on g5 to create even more weaknesses in the position of white. f4, wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. What is the guy doing? Can we play the move f5, by the way? Very funny move, no? This is very funny. We can just go back, of course, with a winning position, I think, for black. But this is very, very funny to play the move f5. Can we play that? I think we can. Let's go with this funny move f5. And then we have this domination of the knight on c4 versus the bishop on b2. This is just fantastic in case it does work. Let's see if it does. To have something like this, it's a rare case of domination. In most of the cases, we are not capable of getting something like this. So I cannot resist seeing f5 and not playing the move f5. Maybe we had something better, but it is just so tempting. Like and subscribe for more moves like the move f5. So, which pawn to take with? I think we're gonna take with the e-pawn. It doesn't matter how this game is going to end. This is just such a nice play. Maybe I'm making mistakes somewhere. Maybe something is not working. Yes, of course, this is very possible. And maybe it is even probable that there are always mistakes. But look at my strategy. Now it is coming true. The dream case scenario of having wait a second, by the way, can I win this game? Look at that, we have a beautiful win here. I think we have a winning continuation. Knight e3 take. I'm gonna take. If there is a check, and then queen f2. Not winning yet. He is lucky. He is very, very lucky that we are not winning the game on the spot. So first we have to take on h1. I thought I'm winning with this knight on e3 idea, but not yet. So we have to keep on playing the position knight versus bishop. I thought it is a win. It is just an immediate win. By the way, knight on e3 next is looking beautiful to put the knight on f5. Is it not just game over? Or I'm missing something? I'm sometimes double checking myself because it's so easy to miss a move. And then instead of having a win, suddenly your opponent is back. But I don't think we are missing something here. This queen on f2, it's alright. And I think we should put the knight on f5 now. Is it possible to do something else? No, knight on f5 is doing well. I think we are so close to win the game. This domination of the black pieces is just enormous in the current position. Next, we should just change the rooks, and it is game over. But how to do that? Maybe first, let's play something safe. Like this. Now his bishop is getting a little bit active. Yeah, this is nasty. What to play here, actually? Let's go here. It should be still a winning position for black, because, yes, the bishop got a little bit into activity, but he's playing good moves. He's playing very good moves. Let's go here. Maybe we can collect the pawn on the e4, and, of course, in case I manage to change the rook, it is game over immediately here. So he's changing the rook. This is, I think, just a game over, because the bishop is so weak in comparison to the knight on f5. Full domination on the board. So yeah, if I manage to change the rooks, this is resignation. So he is not changing the rooks. But how to win the game here? How can I win the game? I don't know. I don't see a direct win. This is crazy, because it should be winning. Oh, I missed it, of course. Now we have to go here. We have to go away. And next should be... Okay, let's play here. We are so close to win the game, but so little time on the clock. I think we played a great game. Now the question is just if I'm gonna be in time to finish it, or I will be not in time to win it. Let's hope I will. The pawn is running. The pawn is running. Let's play here. I don't know if it's a good play or a bad play. Now we come to this seconds play. I absolutely hate it when there are a couple of seconds on the clock left, because it is so unpleasant. Oh, it's gonna be 3 times repetition or what? I almost missed it. So maybe we will be winning. Yes, just a win on time, but so close. Our opponent offers us a rematch. I will be playing a rematch because I think it's fair. Nice game overall, but I should not go for this kind of seconds play. I'm not good in that, but luckily our opponent also was not very good in that. But what a domination of a knight over a bishop. So, all right. Let's play the c4 knight at c3. I remember there have been some requests of playing the English, but you see that English is not working because our opponent is playing the move e6. So we will be proceeding with the move e4, and here we have this crazy lines by playing the move e5. I don't know if we should play them, but alright, let's go. Let's go with the crazy line e5. Very interesting line, by the way. For those of you who like this kind of play, you should be checking these lines, but they are very crazy because we have to go with the move d4. This is all theory, so we are giving away the pawn for activity, and now we will be trying to get very active in the current position. So these lines are crazy, very interesting obviously, but very crazy. So Thank you very much for the nice comments, Bean. Bean is always with us. Bean, let me know, how do you like today's stream? What do you think about today's stream? And let's say yesterday's stream. Which stream do you enjoy more? What we have currently today, or the stream of yesterday, or the 960 stream that we had? Because 960 been quite interesting. What is your favorite stream been? Let me know in the chat. Now we have the move d6 been played, quite interesting, because it allows us to play the move knight on e4. So there might be this move d5, but then we can take twice, I think, knight on e4. Usually the knight f6 move is a move to play for black, but now we have the move d6. So can I go with the move? Not sure, actually. Okay, let's try. Let's try the knight e4 idea. Let's see if this is working. Not 100% sure, but I think it does. And now I think we have a little tactic on the board here. So I give you a little time to think for yourself. What would you do now with the white pieces? Let's put the boom on the board. Of course, it's not a real boom because it's like a half boom, but it's still an F. So try to think for yourself. Little tactics. Let's see how sharp you are in the tactics. Bean is saying today's stream is better. Yeah, yesterday maybe I've been a little bit tired, so yeah. Alright. Let's see now what can we do here with the white pieces. Please suggest your ideas in the chat. Be active, participate. And then let's see what I'm going to play. We have again a couple of choices here. It's not just one choice that can be played. We have two very interesting choices. At the moment I still don't know what I'm gonna play, but let's discuss them both. First, I give you a little bit of time to think about the next move. So let's discuss. First, my intention was to take cd, ed, and to take queen takes d5. Because in case queen takes, we have the check here on c7 and we play the knight takes d5 idea. So cd is looking decent, it's looking not bad. I see there is some kind of bishop before check, but we always have the bishop d2. So this is easy. The next move is more complex. Queen a4. So very complicated move. First of all, not so easy to say who is doing better, because black might be taking, I think. If I give a check, king e7, I take on a8, but then, I don't know, the knight can come back from this a8. Maybe it's good for white, but maybe it's not so good for white, so very complicated. In case of knight c6, our idea would be to play this bishop f4, so we know the idea, but once again, white is gonna capture the knight on e4. Yes, it can be a good position, but it is not 100%. And because we are playing a rapid game, it's very difficult to evaluate this kind of things quickly. That's why I believe I will be just taking the pawn on d5. This is making more sense to win the pawn back, and then let's see what happens next. Because it feels like it's gonna be a better position for white. We have the better development, the king is still on e8. So it's like a free roll, I like to call it. In worst case, maybe black is okay, but for sure white is not worse. And in best case, we might be crushing, so there is no downside of playing c takes d5. In case we will be playing the move queen a4, this might lead to crazy positions that eventually we can even lose, because the position is so hard to evaluate. Maybe again it's a good play, I don't know it, that's the thing. It's very difficult to evaluate these positions quickly, so that's why I am taking now the pawn on d5. At least this is the thinking process. We had a lot of bishop f4s in the chat. Yes, bishop f4, it was also a good play. Yeah, bishop f4 definitely, but I didn't want so much to go for the endgame. Maybe it's a great endgame, but I don't know. I didn't want to go for endgame. Let's think. We have still the move queen a4, which is possible. He's going to take. We're gonna take on a8. He will be doing, I don't know what. So we have the move queen a4 now. Looks powerful. We have also the bishop f4 still. There's some check on b4. We have the simple knight on c3, which is giving to white excellent play, I think. We have to take a decision now. Queen a4 feels good, no? I mean, it feels like Queen a4 now. What is a play for blacks there? Take. Let's double check if we are correct, but I think we are. I think we are correct, so we are capable of taking the rook. There is the spin here, so this is looking fine. Bishop on d7, we're gonna give a check, and then we have this queen a3 later. Also feels very good, so let's go. Let's go with the move queen a4. Again, we had many different options. Easy option, knight on c3. We had some bishop g5. We had, I don't know, so many options, but queen a4 looks powerful because it is a checkmate now. So I think he is probably going to take, but then we're gonna take. And what is next for blacks there? I don't know. Looks like a great position. Yes, he takes, and we're gonna take, obviously, the rook. Next, we would like to play bishop takes b5. So where is... Oh, he gives us bishop takes b5. Okay. This is not looking like the right solution for our guy. Now he gives away everything he has, so I don't know. He should have spent a bit more time, no? Now he is blitzing out the moves, but these moves are not brilliant, to call them softly. I think we can just collect the material that is left of our opponent's material on the board, so that's it. That's it. Quite a fast game because we played aggressively and we managed to get this kind of winning position quite early on in the game. Should we take here? Why not? No. Just collecting everything. I think he's going to resign now. There is no comeback from something like this. We would like to play short castle, so it's not only that he's exchanged down, it feels also that the king on e8 is stuck to do short castle. Not so easy. We have the bishop b4 check. All right, let's go bishop on b2. And bishop d2, very solid. Very, very solid play here. No reason for adventures. Once you have this kind of winning position, no reason to have adventures. Very simple way. Knight on d6, check next, short castle, it is a game over, so obviously short castle. He cannot take the knight because there is a rook on e1. I think this is it from the current game. So yeah. Alright, step by step. Step by step, and yes, we have the resignation. We have the resignation because we've been attacking so strongly immediately from the opening, and I think quite an interesting game, by the way, but I think our opponent underestimated here. D5, he played so quickly, just 7 seconds spent, and yeah, this was too fast, because in case of taking, I think he missed that there is queen takes d5, but well, these ideas are pretty typical here, I would say. Alright, so next, let's see what we have on our list. And on our list we have a daily game against our supporters here on VChess family. Let me read what is happening on the list. On the list we have, as number one now, we have Dilip. Dilip, let me know if you are here in the chat. Dilip, we will be playing the next game. So the daily game against our supporters. Dylan, let me know if you are here. If not, then we will be playing a game against Earn Money Daily. He's been asking so often to play the game. Actually, I don't like this kind of things, but alright, one game is fine. He just became our VChess supporter. So in case Dilip is not here, the next to play the game is Earn Money Daily. Let me see in the chat. Let me see in the chat if Dilip or Earn Money Daily. What a name, by the way. Not my favorite name. If you are here. Not here with us. Earn Money Daily, been asking like 5 times to play and now disappeared. A little bit confusing situation. Alright, so next we have the 8DHB8. Thank you very much for your support again. In case you like to play a game, let's play a game. But please, you need to tell us what is your account name so we can get started with a game. To play the game, okay, become at least VHS crew member. I mean, come on guys, there's so much material. Just support the channel a little bit. So, let's see. No, also, seems like people disappeared. Well, that's a pity. That's a pity that everyone is not any longer in the chat. Alright, so let's go with the next game with somebody who's always here with us, with somebody who's always supporting the channel, and it is Bean. Bean, please challenge me in a 10-minute rapid game. We will be playing against Bean. Bean is getting better almost daily. So, let's go, Bean. Bean is saying they saw you're on fire today and they got scared. I don't know. There's a question once again of accuracies. I already been explaining so often the accuracy is not important. It is not playing any kind of role. Accuracy is not an indication. In case you are playing, you are a much better player, much weaker player, the accuracy is always going to be super high. But in case you have a tough fight of two equal opponents, the accuracy goes down a lot. So accuracy is not an indication for anything. So we have Bean here. Please give support in the chat for Bean. Let's go. Bean is almost on 500. When we started, I think a couple of months ago, Bean had just 300, so Bean is improving game by game. And of course, he is a very, very warm supporter of the channel, always there with us almost daily. Bean been muting the stream, this is correct. Let's go with a Sicilian against Bean. Alright, let's see what Bean prepared for us today. And of course, good luck to Bean from all the chat. Alright, let's go. By the way, for those of you who saw the streams we had with solving puzzles and 960, in case you compare it to the normal rapid games, which one do you like the most? So we solved puzzles, actually very hard puzzles on chess.com. We had to focus so much to solve the puzzles. So puzzle solving, then we played yesterday the 960. I think it was great fun to play the 960, but so unusual. The pieces, setups are just so crazy. So 960 or the normal chess? Let me know in the chat what are your ideas. Where do you learn the most? What is the most fun to watch? So, Alexander is saying rapid, then puzzles, then 960. Ooh. Just for a 2-hour stream, this might be just a little bit too much. And we have been here in the bishop e3 line. So bishop e3 line is not the best because there is this d5 possible now, and Bean is not accurate with the idea of d5. And of course we have the option of playing the move d5, so we are playing the move d5. Oh, earn money daily. Yeah, thank you very much for your support. Please accept my next time be at the evening stream. We will be playing. You've been not there because I waited for you to respond and you've been not there, so we started another game. Alright, we have the move d5 on the board. Now we'll be taking with the e-pawn and we have this d4. But the idea of bishop e3, it was not a bad idea, of course, to attack the pawn. Just you have to be always double checking with the d5, d4. It can be always so dangerous. So yeah. I see in the chat no 960, chess 960 makes me feel hallucination. Alright, yeah, 960 is a difficult game. 960 is a lifeful version of chess. Yeah, we have many different opinions here in the chat, but 960 is crazy, so this for sure. But it's fun to play. Alright, let's see what happens next. Bean is now considering where to go. Bishop b5, maybe bishop takes c5. How to get the most for being a piece down. And this is actually quite an important this is important to think. In case you're doing worse, you try to find ways to be at least a little bit back. It means, yes, I am doing bad, but I'm fighting. So to be resistant is very, very crucial in chess. Sometimes we have a bad position, but we have to fight. Bishop on b3, good play by Bean, because to keep the bishop is important. I would have done the same. I think I would have done the same to keep the bishop and eventually try to attack here with queen h5 or queen on f3, for example. Maybe some idea like knight f3, knight on g5 to get some kind of counterplay, because otherwise it feels like piece down with no compensation. So very important now for white to be as active as possible. This kind of fork is unpleasant, but the game is by far not over, so it's not such a position that you might say there is no comeback from it. It's still a game. Bean has to find ways to get active. Usually you get active by attacking something, or you get active by playing something like knight on f3, short castle. If I take the bishop, then to take with a pawn, then this pressure on the f-file. So this is something that could be done by Bean next. So let's see. There is another request for a King's Indian game, but we played already, I don't know, 2-3 King's Indian, 2 King's Indian during the current stream. So you can rewatch the streams, and there is always a lot of King's Indian during the streams, yeah. Alright. And also we have very good members only section. I started to upload very crucial rook versus pawn positions, and it's gonna be more and more and more. In case you're very serious about your chess, you want to become a better chess player, you should join, because really good stuff there. It's not sort of some kind of sales something that win with this opening all your games or similar like that. This is what we see everywhere. This is just nonsense. This is not what is the reality. There is no opening where you can win the games. There is no opening where you're doing better with the black pieces. All of this is nonsense. So I started to upload the real stuff to become a better chess player. You can check it out. There are 9 videos so far on the endgames. I think quite useful. Bean is playing the move knight on f3. He tries to get aggressive. Good play by Bean. I like it. The strategy is absolutely correct. Bean tries to get as active as possible, being a piece down, so he tries to attack. Very, very good play by Bean. The idea is absolutely correct. And this is where it starts. First, good strategy, then execution, and Bean is having now the good strategy. The execution is difficult, of course, but the strategy is already the right one, and this is a huge progress. Very good. We should be happy for Bean. He tries to get active, tries to get some play for the piece down. Excellent strategy. Now I'm playing this bishop e6. This is a very strong play, because I would like to get queen on d7 next, and I would like to change the strongest piece that Grunt Nobito is having. This is a bishop on b3. So the strategy for black: once your material up, what do? You try to change, and change. So I'm following the strategy, and we have Grunt Nobito with bishop a4. Once again, a good play, not to change, but the problem is that black is having now here a winning continuation, or almost a winning continuation, and it is to give the check on a5. It is a check, plus it is an attack on the bishop on a4. So yeah, idea of Bean is good. Don't change when you are a piece down, but it is just not working a little bit. But we can see huge progress of Bean I remember the first game we played. So, bishop on d2. It was better to play the move c3. Now the bishop on a4 is going to fall. So yeah, we will be taking the bishop on a4. And it is 2 pieces down. Grand not beaten. Bean is improving. Now he's getting good strategies in the first games. The strategy's been not excellent. Now, good strategy, but of course the execution. The execution is not working yet. And again, once you're playing a GM, it's never easy. It's never easy. We saw in the previous Rapid games that I've been playing 2-4 guys that are losing within 20 moves. So not easy to play a GM. But Bean is fighting, and we can see that ideas of Bean are very, very good. We have earned... the usual guy feeling ignored, hurt Salad. I'm leaving by. I don't know why you feel ignored. I offered you to play a game, you've been not there. I mean, some people would like to feel very special. This is just, sad to see. Knight on e5, and no, because we would like to go for endgame. Of course, we are going for the endgame, and next we're gonna win the knight on e5 as well. So Bean has to make calculation training. Okay, after the game, I'm gonna advise Bean what needs to be done. Bean needs to do calculation training. The ideas are already pretty good, but Bean is lacking the calculation. So with some calculation training, Bean will be going to the next level. This for sure. Now the bishop is doing well on d5. And we'll be taking the pawn on g2 next. Now we take the rook. The knight is going to fall, but we have just too many pieces on the board. Alright, Bean is resigning, but all in all, good strategies by Bean. He showed that he is trying to get better. This for sure, but the tactics, and this d5, it started with the move d5, d4, so Bean, you should have not allowed me, of course, to play the move d5. Always be very cautious when you put the bishop. Sicilian, if you put the bishop on c4, you have the e6. It means for you, always be extremely cautious with the move d5, because the d5 idea could be played at any moment. So you have to be very, very cautious with the move d5. Because of the move d5 and d3 been played is still okay, but now d5 is coming, so bishop e3, d5, d4 is coming next. Bishop g5, I would have gone knight f3 immediately. Been, you need to go get out with the pieces as fast as you can. The idea is, for example, taking, or you're gonna go short castle immediately, or you take the pawn and then you go short castle. Then you have ideas like knight on g5. It's still a fight. I mean, of course, it is a piece down, but this is still a fight. It is not over. Get out your pieces as fast as you can, and then the game will be much more funny. So yeah. Alright, Bean, I would advise you very much to solve puzzles. If you have our application, our app, VChess, you can try it out. First, levels are very, very simple, but you get quickly to levels where you solve mate in 1, mate in 2, and you have 250 puzzles per level, and you're getting points and so on. So just solve, Bean. Solve a lot of puzzles, even if you think it is too easy, it doesn't matter. You need the quantity. Sometimes it's about quantity to improve. Solve. As I said already many times on the streams, when I was playing big tournaments, I've been solving puzzles that I could solve within a couple of seconds, but I was solving thousands of them. And this is the key moment. So Bean, just solve easy puzzles and you will see you will avoid blunders completely. Just sometimes we would like to solve difficult puzzles, or we think that we are better than we are. Professional players don't do this kind of things. Solve easy puzzles and you will be a machine. So you will see your results will increase a lot. Solve like mate in 1, mate in 2, but solve a lot of them. And you will see, you will become you will get to a different level. Alright guys, that's it from today's stream. I hope you enjoyed my comments, you enjoyed the games we had. I think we had quite funny games here. So It was a nice stream. I hope to see you in the evening. I will be streaming approximately 8:30 p.m. Emirates time. Click the like button in case you're not yet a subscriber. Become a subscriber. Think about becoming a member. I started to upload the members only videos. So these are learning videos for serious people with serious ideas of becoming a slightly better chess player over time. So, thanks again for watching, for being here with us, as we say on DChess, one smart move at a time. I hope to see you in the evening. Have a great day, and bye.